Hello there, my name's Sam. I'm also known as Author Sam J. White or Samuel J. White, and obviously I really need a shave. I've been doing these videos for some time, interviewing other authors. This one was recorded some time ago. I've had some problems with my computer and getting them done. So we're back, and this is my interview with Melisa Riddell. You can find links to Melissa's work down there in the description, and you can also find links to my work down there in the description. Thank you for watching.
Now can you hear me and see me?
I can hear you and see you. Yes, brilliant.
It was user error. I had the camera up to make sure my background looked okay, and I forgot to close it. So
yeah, I had that from I'm just keeping all the mess out of the shot. Yeah, the room's a bit cramped.
Yeah, I'm just kind of the same way.
It's a bit bouncy is because of this.
Aww.
She sits on me all of the time, and she can't even. If I moved her even to the side, she'd sit there and bark at me.
Yeah, I have a cat like that. If I let him in, he'll be all over me. So.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to meet you.
You too. I'll try to stay on subject.
Okay, the first one is an easy one though. Is what's your name and where do you come from?
My name is Melisa Riddell, and I come from Texas. If you can't tell by the accent.
Yeah, I can tell. Can sort of tell American accents. Yeah, one of my favorite singers is from Texas. Yeah,
Who is it?
Meatloaf.
Oh yeah, Meatloaf. Yeah. Gosh, I grew up listening to him. My mom loved Meatloaf.
Yeah, I've been to see him live 6 times.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow. He's a great singer.
He is. He literally his voice is gone now, but he all the way I went all the way to London to see him 3 times, and then literally the next summer he came and played at Blickling Hall, which was literally in my back garden. So,
nice.
Yeah. After traveling for hours to go and see him, he came. I could literally hit. If I hadn't been at the show, I would have been able to hear him in my back garden.
Wow, that's nice. Well, where I'm at, I'm in like the middle of nowhere, like I'm in West Texas, which is deserty, and so to get a good concert, I have to go to like Dallas.
Yeah. Dallas is where he's from originally, I think. But I've been to Texas, but only very briefly. I went to Houston Airport when I was 13. Yeah. So my dad's aunt, she did live in Arizona, and she now lives in Oregon, but we went over to visit her then. So yeah, I don't speak to her much anymore.
Yeah, I've never been to Oregon, but it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it really was. We've told us about where you're from. The next one's the height and weight question, which we won't ask.
Okay, let's see. Wait, I can make something up. Okay, so my weight, I'm gonna say it's 105. Yeah. No. I gotta make my height taller. So I'm gonna be 5'8" and 125.
Okay, so that's in pounds.
Yeah. Oh yeah, pounds. Yeah, sorry.
Pounds, yeah, it's so confusing because we have pounds and kilos over here and stone.
Yeah, we don't do the metric system over here, as you know. Yeah. Nobody knows. We're like kilometers, and then like kilograms. We're like, I'm not sure.
I used to be really skinny, and then I used to compete in lightweight rowing races all over the country, and then my thyroid, as in here, it stopped working, and my weight just went. Even though it didn't look like it did, but everyone said I didn't look like I'd put any weight on, but it went up overnight, about 30 kilos within a few weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's never really disappeared, even though I still work out every day.
Yeah, thyroid issues definitely can cause issues. Those hormones are out of balance.
Yeah, even with the medication, it doesn't do anything, unfortunately. Yeah. But so that's my career competing over, but it's not about me. We're here to interview you. So the first question is, tell us briefly about where you are, the environment you're in, the room you're in.
Well, I'm in my office. This is where I work during the day for my real job. And then at night, this is where I do my writing. It's kind of my she shed.
Yeah, that's good. That's cool. Yeah, I sort of, I was getting my own office under the stairs, which is back there, and then a lot of stuff happened with.
Well, it looks like it works for you, though. I mean, you got enough room to turn, looks like, and get up. So that's the most important thing.
I can't turn the chair around. The chair is totally blocked from both sides.
Can you back it up?
Yeah, just about.
That's good.
What made you want to write books?
Oh, well, when I was younger, I used to write a little bit every now and again. Didn't really have any kind of knowledge or anything, but I kind of pushed it aside and really didn't do much for years. And then once my daughter grew up, I kind of got back into it in 2017 and started dabbling in it again. Anyways, to make a long story short, beginning of last year, I decided, you know what? I'm going to do this. I took an English class and I was like, I'm going to do this. So I wrote my first book called The Descendants, sent it to a couple of publishers, and it got picked up. Yeah. So that's kind of how I've been, cool. Just kind of rolled. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool. And a lot of people I've spoken to are sort of the same. They wanted to do it years ago, and then they've sort of found time to do it now. I mean, I started getting a love for writing when I was doing a lot of sports, and I got an injury. I got a hernia, and right after I won my first indoor rowing race, about a week after, and I was just out for a year, just like that. And and I had an old CD-ROM computer, and I just kind of, that was 2002, sort of 2003, that sort of time, and then I just thought I've got to do something, so I just started writing this story. Just sort of, it was a dark and windy night, and it went on from there.
Wow.
And then I'd written maybe 90% of it, and the disc just broke and lost all of it. And it wasn't any good anyway, because it was done from, but I've still got the story in my head, and it's still going to be written at some point. But I started it, and then I started some other things, and then I ended up starting a short story in 2014, and then the short story, in the end, it just kind of escalated and became a 150,000 word novel. So,
wow.
Yeah, so that's where it came from. And then I self-published that in 2016, and then I had it re-edited, and it finally came out, the official version of it, last year.
Oh wow.
So
that's awesome.
That's kind of how I did.
Yeah, short story to 150,000 words. That's kind of what, I mean, mine wasn't a short story when I first wrote it. It was about, when I sent it to the publisher, it was about 48,000 words. Yeah. And by the time she trained me, the editor, the publisher that picked me up, she basically trained me. I had no creative writing experience whatsoever. Yeah. But by the time we were done with it, it ended up being about 120,000 words. So
that's cool. Yeah, that's really neat. Yeah, I haven't had any official training. I just found an editor who was reasonably cheap and sent it to her, and she doesn't really have any she was more of a proofreader. She doesn't say to me, if she finds something that's like a really glaring error, she'll say it to me, but other than that, she'll just let it flow. So I'm probably wrong with a lot of things.
That's a good point, though, that you bring up about editors. Like I got really lucky because the editor that picked me up, she has an MFA in creative writing, and she's a developmental editor. So she really dug in there, and she showed me the ropes, and I could definitely see a difference because I've had other editors. The difference between a developmental editor and then like a copy editor or a proofreader. There is a big difference.
Yeah, there's a huge difference. I mean, I'm doing a BA in English literature at the moment. Just sort of started it.
Awesome.
Well, I'm 2 years into it, but I've only just started the creative writing part of it because it's like part-time, and you only start creative writing in the second or third year. So
I see.
Got my first assignment due in next week. So
well, that's awesome. Yeah. I'm actually in an advanced creative writing class. I'm working on a Bachelor of Science in my last year, and I'm taking it as an elective. And I mean, it's, any kind of tool as writers, we can always keep learning. So yeah,
definitely. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's kind of like doing it backwards because I've written 3 books before starting it. So
I know what you mean. I feel kind of the same way. But then again, when you get that peer critique, and then your professor, I mean, you're still going to pick up on things that, you know, you didn't know before, maybe that you need to be refreshed on.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. If you've got this far, I'm going to cut it off here and we're going to go for a part 2 because there's much more of this interview to come. Thanks for watching.